finally, some good news involving the NCAA. Oregon State confirmed on Thursday that the NCAA had granted a sixth year of eligibility to quarterback Jake Luton, keeping him in Corvallis for a final go-around under center. "I want to thank Beaver Nation for their support the last 2 years. It's that support that helped make my decision to seek a sixth year," Luton said in a statement. "I'm excited to have the opportunity to work with Coach Jonathan Smith, Coach Brian Lindgren, the entire coaching staff and my teammates as we continue to build this program. Go Beavs, we're excited to have Jake for another year," Beaver head coach Jonathan Smith said. "This offense did great things in 2018 and we look forward to building on that production this coming season." Luton's career actually began all the way back in 2014 with a redshirt at Idaho before he transferred to a junior college. He developed into a highly regarded player in 2015 at Ventura College and was expected to be the Beavers' long-term option at quarterback after transferring in back in 2016. Injuries, however, have kept him off the field quite a bit the last 2 years. In 2017, Luton made 4 starts early on in the campaign but was sidelined with a back injury, and this most recent season saw him make 5 starts before leaving with an ankle sprain. All told, the 6'7" signal caller has thrown for 2,513 yards and 14 touchdowns the past 2 seasons at OSU. So much for the initial pushback. In early December, it was reported that Jonathan Greenard had decided to transfer from Louisville to Florida. In a statement shortly thereafter, the university said that Greenard confirmed with the U of L athletics department that he and his family have not had any communications with the University of Florida about transferring. A little over a month later, Florida confirmed in its own press release that the outside linebacker has enrolled in classes at the university and will continue his collegiate playing career with the Gators. Greenard, who played for current UF defensive coordinator Todd Grantham as a redshirt freshman in 2016 when the coach was at U of L, will be eligible to play for the Gators in 2019. After suffering a wrist injury in the season-opening loss to Alabama, Greenard missed the remainder of the 2018 season. The previous season, Greenard led the Cardinals with 15.5 tackles for loss and 7 sacks. For his career, he's totaled 22.5 and 9.5 in those categories, respectively. Greenard was a 3-star 2015 signee who took a redshirt as a true freshman. While the focus in Columbus is undoubtedly on a potentially transferring quarterback, Ohio State head coach Ryan Day is keeping his head down and continues to fill out his first staff leading the program. To that end, the school announced on Thursday evening that former Maryland assistant Matt Barnes will become the Buckeyes' new special teams coordinator and will serve as assistant secondary coach as well. "Matt is a young coach who has really done a great job at Maryland," Day said in a statement. "He's an energy guy who has considerable knowledge of the Big Ten Conference plus experience coaching in the Southeastern Conference. He's going to work well with our staff and I'm pleased to have him on board." Barnes spent the past 3 seasons with the Terps handling special teams and coaching linebackers. He followed the embattled DJ Durkin to College Park after a season as an analyst at Michigan and also has offensive coaching experience at the Division II level from being a running backs coach at both West Virginia Wesleyan and Delaware Valley. Day has been busy retooling his staff from Urban Meyers, hiring Al Washington, Greg Madison and Jeff Hafley in recent days. The SEC East game of musical chairs at offensive coordinator is apparently over. Hot on the heels of Tennessee's hire of Jim Chaney as OC in Knoxville, Georgia apparently was responding in kind by potentially filling his spot with another division rival's coordinator. For the plugged-in folks at Kentucky Sports Radio, UK offensive coordinator Eddie Gran was offered the same position with the Bulldogs, with a salary of at least $1.1 million, and is pondering taking the position. Despite the interest of the defending division champions, it appears Kirby Smart will have to keep looking for a new OC, as Gran tweeted he was all in with his current program on Thursday afternoon. "We're sure it won't be too long before we hear he has received a new, larger deal to remain in Lexington. Grant is highly regarded around the Southeast as a recruiter, and staying put makes plenty of sense after the Wildcats capped off a 10-3 campaign that saw the team wind up No. 12 in the final polls. Tailback Benny Snell Jr. had his best season on campus with 1,449 yards rushing and 16 yards, while QB Terry Wilson started every game in his first eligible season, including leading an upset of rival Florida for the first time in 31 years. Prior to his 3-year stint in Lexington, Grant served as offensive coordinator for 3 seasons at Cincinnati and was an assistant at Florida State, Tennessee, Auburn and several others over the past 3 decades. Despite returning a large number of starters from a successful 10-win season, Michigan State's offense nosedived in 2018 to the point where the Spartans lost the lowest-scoring bowl game in a decade and wrapped up the most recent season as the 125th team in scoring offense. So while such a figure would normally result in a big staff shakeup, head coach Mark D'Antonio is taking a, well, unique approach. Yes, everybody on the MSU staff is back, just coaching in a different position. The same, but different if you will. The Detroit Free Press has all the details from D'Antonio's press conference on Thursday, including Brad Salem taking over as offensive coordinator, running backs coach Dave Warner being demoted from OC, RB coach to handling quarterbacks, Jim Ballman taking over the offensive line again, and Mark Stanton sliding from offensive line to tight ends. Don Treadwell will handle wide receivers, trading places with Terrence Samuel, who is now coaching defensive backs on the other side of the ball. So, yeah, D'Antonio is known for his loyalty to his staff and fellow coaches, but he's making a big bet on this shakeup being just what is needed to jumpstart the team's offense.